Alrighty, Yamaha enthusiasts, here we are again trying to make sure our sleds are running good. I guess what do you expect out of a 15-year-old sled? Things are going to go bad, but last year this started with after turning the key, it would just kind of click, but it only would happen when it's outside in the cold. And once you would bring it in and warm up the sled, we thought maybe moisture was getting in the starter, which is way down there. And that's still a possibility, but after further research, there was plenty of ideas that it's the starter relay or starter solenoid, which is quite the possibility. After it's sitting in there, moisture could be getting inside and once it's outside, and obviously in the frozen weather, maybe that moisture is preventing the completion of the circuit, not including here. In case I want to hold your fingers out of the way, cameraman. When I removed it, whoop, where's my hand? There. That's not supposed to happen. So it's quite possible there's a lot of corrosion here in the original solenoid, plus the connection, which I've cleaned a little bit already. There was a lot of corrosion in there, so some electronic cleaner, a couple more squirts of that hopefully, and then with some electric grease, hopefully prevent that in the future. But a couple things I wanted to point out. One, hopefully obviously this works and I don't have to replace the starter, which again, going with the cheaper and easier fix. In case you don't know where it is, it's right alongside of the battery. So if you've ever replaced the battery, you should know how to take all the air box off and get to that point. But because at first I never really needed to look for it, and of course I've seen it before, I didn't really know what I was looking at. But a couple things I wanted to point out. One, when you get the new one, I did not go get one at a dealer and spend 60, 70, 80 bucks on a relay that you can get on Amazon for anywhere from $10 to $12. It's the same stupid thing. Something to note though, that on the new one, which I already replaced this or switched the sleeves, but whoops, you are going to have to swap the sleeves over because this would slide in that way, and you need the sleeve to slide in more horizontally. So you're going to have to swap those over. The other part that I noticed though too was on the original one, whoops, sorry, bad camera work. The red, the main power, is on the right. Well, on the replacement, that bar is on the left. So we're gonna, which I've seen in some comments, they had to do either swap the entire relay around or just make sure the wires are connected to the right side. So making sure your red is on the side that has this bar. I didn't realize it, that this is the main fuse and then this is actually a replacement fuse on the other side. But other than that, making sure you got clean connections. We're going to connect her up, and hopefully we know it's going to start because it's been inside the garage and warm, and I did have it started last night. The point is though, once we get it all back together, to get it outside back in the cold where it's supposed to be, and make sure it starts after that. Again, that was my problem, where once the sled was outside in the cold, it would just click, and as soon as you would bring it in and warm it up after sitting overnight, hopefully it's the starter relay that was the problem. Otherwise the starter under there, not terrible to get to, but it's a little more work and a little more money. So hopefully this $12 fix will do us up. So hopefully that helped you out in your struggles and troubles, and happy riding.